Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today I am absolutely fuming. We've ended the season. Unfortunately, I am sorry I didn't manage to get videos out for the last 2 videos or so. I've been away. But we've ended the season in probably the best form we've had in months. We've been playing good football, scoring goals for fun, outscoring, Manchester City, Arsenal, the likes of them over the past 5 or 6 games. And we've gone and sacked Mauricio Pochettino. I cannot believe it. Let me switch to over here so you guys can take a look at this. Breaking news, Pochettino and Chelsea part ways with immediate effect. Chelsea and Pochettino have already agreed on terms, Matt Law reports, and we will be considering a young manager as a priority to replace Pochettino. Right, number one, I was about to say Klopp. Poch, I'm sorry. I think this is such a harsh decision from this board. A board that have told us for the longest time that their, long-term plan, blah, blah, blah. That's why we're bringing in these managers that are supposedly good with young players. And then we go and sack him after he hits the best bit of form that he could have given us. And realistically, I think getting us into what will probably end up being the Europa League, assuming Man City beat Man United in the FA Cup final. Getting us into the Europa League with the amount of injuries we've had and a young team, I don't think he could have done much better. I think, if we had a top manager, I think they get us 4th. I doubt we could have got as high as 3rd this season. So to think that we were, a couple places down from where we could have been is absolutely crazy. And what kind of makes it 10 times worse for me is that Chelsea are considering going for a young manager instead of, an experienced top-tier manager that is capable of, taking us next season to winning the Premier League. If it was the kind of manager they were going to bring in an Ancelotti, Klopp, even though I know it would never happen, someone like that, I'd almost understand it. But to go for another young manager, what's the point? We already have one. We have one of the best ones available at the moment. Poch and working with young players is a mix that has gone really, really well in the past. And then you're going to go and sack him after he's just started getting a tune out of them? It's quite simply just idiotic and embarrassing for a club of our size to be doing something like this. I'm going to take you over to the Matt Law article, because he is the one that has broken the news. As you can see here, the reasons why he has left Chelsea: philosophical differences, no arguments or rancor, meetings on Monday and Tuesday, the Club World Cup is a factor, God knows why, young progressive successor will be targeted, and Pochettino goes with his head held high, as he should. In all fairness, I don't think he can really be, like I said, I don't think we could have done much better this season. So we have philosophical differences. I think what that mainly is going to come down to is the fact that he wants a bit of control on transfers. We've been hearing this sort of rumblings that Poch wants a bit of control on transfers, and the board want to say no, we're setting up a structure at this club where the recruitment analysts, these sorts of people, the technical advisors, directors of football, those sorts of people will be the ones that bring the players in. We just need a coach who can turn these players and that'll have a good fit for a team into an 11 that plays every week. No arguments or rancor, so there's been no, bad blood. I suppose that's one good thing. There's meetings Monday and Tuesday to see if they could find a resolve, but unfortunately not. The Club World Cup being a factor, I find that weird. Maybe the fact that maybe these owners really want to push the Club World Cup. Maybe they see it as, one of the next big competitions or something. Maybe they got some weird plans with it. Maybe Poch wasn't that fussed with it. Young progressive successor will be targeted. So it's just going to be the same thing again next season. Now is my sort of feeling and assumption with this. We're going to have a season of pre-season trying to embed a manager's tactics, all that sort of stuff. Probably going to be very much up and down. You're going to have a season of, we can finally hit a few results, and then all of a sudden we drop a few points where we really shouldn't be. It's just going to be redoing this season over again. So, really 2 thumbs up to the Chelsea board, and if you can't understand that, that was absolute sarcasm, because I cannot stand this decision. How stupid can you be? And if we, like, there's been talks of some of the managers that we're going to go with. Ruben Amorim, I'm pretty sure is how it's pronounced. He's a manager I quite like the look of, but the problem being, he's pretty much said he's not going anywhere. So it's not him. We've got managers available like Thomas Tuchel. He'll be leaving Bayern. I wouldn't say he's a young progressive coach, so he's probably out the window, let alone the fact that they sacked him unduly not so long ago. Klopp's on the market. I wouldn't say he's a young progressive coach, would you? So that's him out the window. Of course, there's the Ipswich manager that has just been relegated, by the way. You know, in a 3-up, 3-down season, he was one of the managers that relegated a team this season, and we might be looking at him like, oh, what is going on? This is an absolute disaster, and I'm really, really seriously worried for the future of my football club, because if we're going to keep doing things like this, having an ownership that has quite clearly no understanding of football, like there's not really understanding football, and then there's this. It's just ridiculous. So ultimately, all I've got to say is, Poch, I'm sorry. I think you were doing pretty well. To all the players at Chelsea, I mean, I'm sorry to them, because I can't think of many that didn't like him. I think most of the players in that squad quite like Poch, and we saw some real improvements, man. We saw players, Cole Palmer, whether, you know, there's definitely some amount of it that is just down to talent. Cole Palmer having an unreal season, Mudryk getting better as the season went on. Madueke is one of the, he's a dangerous right winger now. Before he was lost on a football pitch. Caicedo, leaps and bounds, he's come along. Cucurella, he's come along leaps and bounds. Trevor Chalobah improved it under him when he got back from injury. Malo Gusto, you know, there's quite a few players that have actually just gotten so much better over the season, and now it just seems like a lot of that progress realistically is going to be going to waste. And as I'm recording this, by the way, before I sign it off, Pochettino has made an announcement. He says, "Thank you to the Chelsea ownership group and sporting directors for the opportunity to be part of this football club's history. The club is now well positioned to keep moving forward in the Premier League and Europe in years to come." It's a classy sort of goodbye message to the fans and the ownership. I feel bad for him. You know, I never thought I'd be saying that about a Spurs coach, but wow, he's come in, won me over towards the end of the season, and seems to have just been let down by the club and the ownership. So unfortunately, that is going to be that, guys. Please let me know what you think of this. Are you happy? I think a lot of people, you know, have been Poch out, even despite the good run of form we've had towards the end of the season. So I'm sure there'll be some people that are quite happy to see this happen. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Leave a like on it, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.